Hey everybody, CFA back with you. Thank you for joining us today at Coinsforamateurs. We have ourselves our second edition of the What Did You Say segment, where we go back through some of our YouTube videos and we're looking at comments and questions from all of you, and we just picked out a few to go through in this video and answer those questions and share those comments. So we are going to start off with the questions. And here we go. The first question comes from Ronaldo, and he asks, what about FS 101? What does that mean? Now, FS in numismatic terms can mean a couple different things. Oftentimes it's used to mean a first strike, as in from the mint. It can also mean, as we use it often, as full steps on the Monticello, on the Jefferson nickel. But in this case, I think what you're looking for is FS in designation from varieties, which comes from the Cherry Picker's Guide. Alright, Cherry Picker's Guide was written by Bill Favaz and J.T. Stanton, and the first initial in each of their last name was F and S. So the designations for coinage die varieties in that book are designated as FS. FS 101 for a certain coin type, FS 102 for another one, and so on and so forth. So that's where the FS comes from. Alright, next question comes from Silver Baggins, who asks, why does everyone save the 2009 nickels? Well, Silver Baggins, 2009 was a very interesting year for numismatics. Of course, you have the 2009 cent with the 4 different Lincoln reverses, and you also have 2009 nickels and dimes, which were produced in a lower mintage by far than the 2008, 2010, and other more modern years around that era. Now, the reason behind this, and we actually made a video on this, and I'll leave the link at the end of this video that kind of explains it further. But the 2009 nickels and dimes, what happened was in 2008, for those of us who are old enough to remember, well, it was only 10 years ago, but there was an economic downturn. And a lot of people, because of this, needed money, and they were taking their change to the banks and cashing in their coins. Well, the banks had such an influx of coins that the mint decided, well, we can lower production this year, and they actually stopped production on nickels and dimes much sooner than was originally anticipated. Therefore, they became a lower mintage. Now, they still made quite a few millions of them, but so many people also started hoarding them that we rarely find them in change. So if you watch our coin roll hunting videos, you'll see we hardly ever find them. We don't go through many dimes, but even the nickels, I've gone through 6-7 boxes in a row before and not seen a 2009 nickel, which is pretty crazy. So that is why a lot of people, including us here at CFA, save our 2009 nickels. Okay, next Robert asks about the devil note, the 666, any note with a 666 within the serial number. Now, he also says that what he has there is a star note, so it could be worth more than face value simply based on that, Robert. I'd have to see the note, I'd have to see the entire serial number, and also we did do a video on how to find the value of your star note, at least how we find the value of our star notes, and I'll leave a link to that at the end of this video as well, and you can check that out and maybe that'll help you. But as far as devil notes, we actually saw that a lot of people were collecting those and selling them on eBay, or at least attempting to. So we did a little experiment because we had found a couple, and we didn't make a video of this, but we actually put some up on eBay just to see if there's any interest out there, if they would sell for more than face value. And I would tell you that we had no luck. We had no luck selling them, just based simply on a 666 alone, with nothing else special about the note. They were just regular circulated notes. They weren't star notes. They weren't nothing else. It wasn't like now if I had a 0000666, that'd be different. That'd be a low serial number. But just like a 234 666 579 10 or 5798 or whatever, we had no luck getting more than face value. So we stopped, personally here at CFA, we stopped collecting the 666 notes. But if you out there, if you enjoy it, you want to collect them, by all means, have at it. Okay, next Charles asks about a serial number on a note with 2 historical dates. And I'll tell you what, Charles, that would be fantastic. Now, it depends on what the dates are, but anything with 2 dates is going to probably be a pretty darn good note. Now, imagine if you had like July 4th, 1776, or something like that, 2 different really meaningful dates within a serial number, yeah, you would have definitely something worth more than face value to collectors out there, and something I would certainly hang on to. Now, again, you can kind of use the same method that we use for finding value of star notes as you can with fancy serial numbers. Just go to eBay, see what they're selling for, similar ones. You can even just float out the question out there in the communities, you know, social media or whatever, and see how much interest there is in the particular dates that you found. Now, when we find date notes, we also just like to go to Google and we just type it in and see what happened that day in history, and see if it's got something, you know, of value, meaningful date that people would be interested in. So yeah, again, and we would love to see it. If someone finds something like that, email it to us. We'd love to see a note with 2 historical dates. So great question, Charles. Okay, I threw in a second question from Robert because I thought it was another good one. Now, Robert asks, first off, he says probably a dumb question, and I want to tell everyone out there are no dumb questions in numismatics. If you have a question, ask. There's some, you know, I've seen some people out there get snotty with others on Facebook and stuff when they ask a question that they deem to be ridiculous, but you can always throw a question at CFA, and I know Professor Ken Peavy, and I know some other people out there who are going to be more than happy to help answer your questions, whether they're questions from a very beginning collector or someone who's been in the hobby for a longer period of time. So do not be afraid to ask questions, all right? We love to answer them. There's nothing dumb about it. All right, now, Robert asks, what is a red penny? Well, typically, you're going to see pennies graded and talked about in 3 different categories. There's red, brown, and brown. Now, when pennies, copper pennies especially, when they leave the mint, that's usually what we're talking about is copper pennies. When they leave the mint, they are red. That is the color that they are produced in, and they are red. Now, through time and environment and circulation, they slowly turn to brown. They lose that beautiful red luster over time. Now, the more red that's involved in a coin, typically it's going to get a higher grade. Now, there's a lot of other things that come into play, you know, damage and different things, but typically you're going to want the red copper cents. We here, when we go through boxes of coins, we're looking for varieties and errors and that kind of thing. I'm also saving the nicer red varieties that are older, say wheats and 60s, 70s, anything that's really nice, bright, lustery red. I save it and they end up in albums in our collection here at CFA. So when it comes to copper cents, you want the red if you can find it. Okay, next I have a few comments that all come from the same video that we recently put out, and it is, pay attention kids, coins are for nerds. Now, we had some amazing comments on this. If you haven't seen this video, please go check it out. We had a ton of fun doing this one, but I had a lot of great comments from some really cool people in the community, and I wanted to share them here. So first, Al with Oldies and Goodies says, the Superman cape would have been nice for this episode as a super nerd, able to go through a whole box of nickels in under 2 hours, able to use X-ray vision to search out the elusive V nickel. Not 1, but 2. Yeah, Mrs. CFA did that. And the penny boxes as your kryptonite. Then, to top it off, able to give and help the community in a single bound of the American way. Thanks to the CFA crew, I can honestly say I am a nerd through and through. Best wishes, thanks, Al. just a fabulous comment by Al. Now, we've also got Ronald Van Hook, who says, I guarantee coin collecting is not a nerd thing. I've been a collector for over 30 years, starting linebacker in high school football, U.S. Marine Corps vet, thank you for your service, sir, a welder, a mechanic, an equipment operator, a homeowner of a house that I built, and an avid coin collector, not a nerd. Very awesome, Ronald. And finally, CT Relic Digger, my buddy Josh says, I am a proud nerd. Great job. Best video I've seen all year. Bravo, my friend. Bravo back to you, Josh with CT Relic Digger. I am proud to be a fellow nerd along with you, my friend. Okay, we also had a comment from the Professor Ken Peavy, who is a friend of mine and a great teacher of numismatics, so please go check out his channel. And he left us a comment on the reaction video that we did to a coin vault segment from television. Now, Ken says, applause. There are sites that offer coins at exorbitant prices because people don't know about coins. That's what we try to do here at Hope Teach. Your programs consistently educate new collectors, offering sound information and showing realistic expectations for coin roll hunting. New coin collectors would do very well to watch every last one of your videos. Wow. Now, that is an amazing comment and a great compliment from a great guy, Professor Ken Peavy. Thank you, Mr. Peavy. We try to hit every single one of your live streams because we have learned a ton from you, sir. Thank you very much for the compliment and the comment and for supporting our channel. All right, thank you once again, everyone, for all of your awesome support for our channel. The entire family appreciates it. We're going to continue doing this for as long as we're having fun. And please continue dropping comments and especially questions. We love getting questions. We love answering questions. A lot of times I don't even know the answer and I have to go investigate and learn myself. And I got to tell you, I really enjoy that. So please keep them coming. All right, and stay tuned. We plan on doing some more live streams here coming up soon where we'll go through some coin roll hunts, mostly pennies and nickels. We'll do some giveaways as well. Mrs. CFA's birthday is coming up very, very soon. We plan on a birthday bash live stream. We also are planning on maybe doing a Halloween live stream, not on Halloween itself, but probably a day or two prior to that. And I think we might even get some costumes and dress up kind of like we did on the Talk Like a Pirate stream and have some fun with that. So stay tuned for that. All right, thank you for watching. And as always, keep checking that change.